Moderate Democrats say they wanted to see the CBO score before voting on the Build Back Better spending package, and it looks like they're going to get it this Friday. At the same time, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says no one in the House will go on Thanksgiving break until there is a vote. My next guest says good luck, because the CBO score will reflect not only an increase in the national debt, but also make inflation worse and hammer the middle class. Brandon Arnold, Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union, joins us. Good morning, Brandon. The average American has had enough, as we know, with these gas prices out of control, inflation. So first, let's talk about this methane tax that is in this bill and how you say it will affect the middle class. How so?
Yeah, I mean, gasoline prices are hitting a 7-year high right now. We're seeing higher utility bills. And this administration's answer to that is to raise taxes on methane. Of course, methane is what is used for natural gas, which heats many people's homes, which is used for fertilizer on farms. Therefore, we're going to see higher inflation as a result of this higher methane tax. It's simply going to make the problem worse, not better.
Yeah, we also keep hearing we're going to be taxing the wealthy. This is paid for. But you say there's a push in the bill to give a tax cut to the wealthy. Explain that.
Yeah, this is one of the most awful provisions of this entire legislation, the state and local tax deduction. What they are trying to do is provide a tax cut to the top 0.1%, equaling about $16,000 a year. And the way they do that is by increasing the amount of taxes, state and local taxes, they can deduct from their federal taxes. So they're effectively shifting this tax burden away from the state government onto federal taxpayers and giving some of the wealthiest Americans in blue states like California, New York, and New Jersey tens of thousands of dollars in tax relief at a time when we claim this is all about helping the poor and helping the disadvantaged.
Well, President Biden, and his administration, quite frankly, they have insisted the plan is fully paid for. You say it is full of budget gimmicks and it's a shell game. So tell me about some of the gimmicks that you found in the bill. What concerns you the most?
Sure. Well, of course, we're still waiting for the full score from the Congressional Budget Office. But in the meantime, we've seen two independent organizations, the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget and the Penn Wharton Budget Model, both score this package, and they both say it increases the debt by hundreds of billions of dollars. And on top of that, the very nature in which this budget is, this bill is structured is a gimmick in its own right, because the spending is front-loaded. You have these programs like the child tax credit that are only expanded for a very short period of time, year, 2 years, 3 years, but the taxes increase for the full 10-year window that measure.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, if you extend all of these programs across that 10-year window, the price of this bill doubles, more than doubles. So you're talking about a $2.5 trillion impact on our national debt at a time when we've already maxed out our nation's credit.
We keep talking about the CBO score. You know, the president and even some members of his administration right now, I think, are preparing for it to get a bad score from the Congressional Budget Office, because White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates recently said, quote, the CBO does not have experience analyzing revenue amounts gained from tracking down wealthy tax cheats who are taking advantage of every honest taxpayer. But Brandon, if the CBO score does not favor the package, can't House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just add some more taxes or increase the ones that are already in there?
Yeah, I think that's quite likely. If that's what it takes to get moderates to vote for this bill, that's exactly what she'll do. But right now, what she's trying to do is gaslight her own caucus. Tell them, don't believe the information that you're seeing in front of your face. Believe us instead. That's ridiculous. We have independent authorities that have scored these IRS increases, and they don't produce as much revenue as this administration would like. Instead of acknowledging the facts, they're just saying ignore it, pretend that these numbers don't exist, and vote anyway. Hopefully, moderates will recognize that the Congressional Budget Office, while not perfect, actually does know what they're doing in this instance.
Could be a long weekend. Brandon, great talking to you. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.